All right, ladies and gentlemen, Surfer Dude tutoring going on here. So we're going to do a percent of a number. So we need to do two equations here. And the first one we're going to do is, that's a pretty simple one. So we're going to do 50, that's not going to show up nicely, sorry about that. Let's do 50% or 50 over 100 is equal to x over 200. So this is really, we don't really need to do a big equation here to solve this one. This one is really just, it's x is equal to 100. It's just times 2 and times 2, right? So then if x is 100, then we're going to find 30% of 100, which is going to be 30. So this was an easy one, right? We didn't really have to do very much here. So our answer to this is 30. Again, we don't really have to spend a bunch of time going through and solving a bunch of equations with this one, right? So this is like problem number one. I just didn't choose very good numbers here. Let's try something else. Let's try 30% of 50% of 140. Let's try that and see what we get. So 50 over 100 is equal to x over 140. So then if I do this, I'm going to end up with 140 times 50 is equal to 100x. So then, and that's that cross product. So 0, let's see here. 5 times 14 is 0, carry the 2. So that's going to be 7,000 is equal to 100x. Divide both sides by 100. So that cancels out. I'm going to take those two zeros off. So x is equal to 70. Okay? So now I'm going to set up my second equation here. Well, let's do it here because we can see this one easier. So then I'm going to do 30% of 70. Cross products here, so 30 times 70 is equal to 100 times x. So then 30 times 70 is 2,100 is equal to 100x. Divide both sides by 100. So x is equal to, cancel those two zeros, 21. So x is equal to 21. All right, that one's pretty straightforward. So let's make up a problem like number, let's try number 3, right? So we have percent, let me erase this one. So we have some percent of, let's just go ahead and make this one 30% of 900 is 30. Well, let's say is 120. Let's try that one, okay? So for this one, I'm going to find this right here first. Okay, so I'm going to do 30% of 900. And then I'm going to go ahead and do, so 30 times 900 is equal to 100x. So this is 27,000 divided by 100x. This cancels out, carry out my two zeros there. X is equal to 270. So I'm going to use this answer now. So I'm going to have 120 over 270 is equal to some percent. Now, I'm not sure if this one's going to come out, maybe a decimal in this one, but we'll try it and see how it works. So we have 100 times 120 is equal to 270 times x. Okay, so that's going to be 12,000 is equal to 270x. Divide both sides by 270. So I'm going to take off those two zeros and I have 1,200 divided by 27. So 27 goes into there 4 times, which is 8, carry the 2, 108. Subtract that. Is that going to come out as a repeating number? It is, I think. No. Here, borrow 2. Yes, it is. Huh. How about that? 44.4%. So 44.4%, and that's repeating. Okay, so that's problem number 3. So 1 and 3 are different. 2 and 4 are the same. I'm sorry, 2 and 5 are the same, and 4 and 6 are the same from the homework. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this. You guys can stop the video anytime you want. Let's see, we're at 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do, let's do 30%. No, not 30. Let's do 40%. 40% of 40% of some number is, and in this case it was 50. So let's make this one 80, okay? So 40% of 40% of 80. So then we're going to go ahead and do the outside part. So we'll do 40%, not 40%, 40 over 100 is equal to 80 over some number. We don't know what that is. So 100 times 80 is equal to 40 times x. So that's going to give us 8,000 is equal to 40x. Divide both sides by 40. So then 4 goes into 8 2 times. And then if we take off those 2 zeros, we're going to end up with 200. So x is equal to 200. So now I'm going to do 40% of 200, and we're going to do an x there. So these two are kind of the same. The only difference is I'm taking this 200 from my answer and I'm now putting it in here. Okay, so we're going to do this, and we end up with, 20,000, and here we end up with 40 times x. So then divide both sides by 40. So then x is equal to, it must be 500, right? Is that right? Yeah, 500. So 40% of 40% of 500 is 80. So we just worked our way backwards from that. So you now have we did problem number 2, and from the homework 2 and 4 sorry, 2 and 5 are the same. So you're going to use the same process for 2 and 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and do one like number 4. And then you'll have something that you can use for 2 and 4. Now, I'm not using the same number, so you're going to have to use your own, you're going to have to do the math for those. So let's try 25%, so 25%. So let's use 30% of some number, percent of some percent of, and we had a number here. These were small numbers. You want to try some small numbers? Let's do well, I haven't worked these out yet, so let's do of 10 is 2. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's do 30 over 100. We're going to do this and put 2 on the top. Yeah, no, not a 2. Let's not do a 2. Let's make that a 3. 3 on the top. And then X on the bottom. So this is really, if we just take those off, this really, I don't need to do mental, well, I can do mental math. So 3 times 100 is equal to 30 times X, or 30X. So 300 is equal to 30X. Divide both sides by 30. So X is equal to 10, right? So X is equal to 10. So now we're going to do 3 over 10 do 10 over 10. That's going to work out lovely. 10 over 10 is what percent? And that's going to be 100%. So 30% of 100% of 10 is 3. So that one I just made up. It didn't work out exactly the way I anticipated it working out. So, but you can still work your way through. So I took this number and I put it over this number, okay? And then that gave us our percent. So that's really, the combination of all of those should get you through that challenge homework tonight. So thank you all. Have a great night. And dude out. Oh, catch.